Welcome to this video, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be going through everything you need to know before deciding to commit to Uconn or apply to Uconn. To preface this, I am a student at the Storrs campus of the University of Connecticut, so if you have been admitted to a regional campus, the information may be a little bit different depending on the campus, but overall, I hope this will help you in your college decision journey. Throughout the course of this video, I will be rapid fire covering many of the larger topics that I personally researched in my college search to hopefully help you out in yours. If you have any questions or anything that you want information on that I didn't cover, please feel free to leave it in the comments or DM me on TikTok or Instagram, which will be linked in the description below. To start off, who am I? I am currently a rising sophomore in the nursing school. I was a part of the nursing learning community for my freshman year. I am a Husky ambassador. I also sit on the e-board for the Italian American Society. Let's talk food at Uconn. There are 3 tiers of meal plans that you can get. There's the ultimate plan, the value plan, the custom plan. All 3 plans come with unlimited meal swipes. These get you into any of the 8 dining halls as many times as you like, and they're all buffet style, so you can go in and eat all you want. The difference between the 3 plans is the level of points and flex passes that are available in each plan. So the ultimate plan comes with 500 points and I believe 35 flex passes, and the value plan comes with 40 flex passes and 200 points. The custom plan, you decide how many of each that you'd like on your plan and you pay the difference accordingly. So for points, dollar for dollar that you can use at the retail locations across campus. There are many different cafes that you can use them at. There are a couple different locations within the student union in which you can use them at. There's like a salad place, a pizza place, a Chinese food place, and it's almost like a Chipotle or a Moe's type place as well in the student union. Here you can use points. So these are like mostly acai bowl place. You can use points. So for example, if you're going to get an acai bowl from the acai bowl place, it will be $14.25 or however expensive, and that means it's $14.25 in points. So it's like $14.25 if you pay with debit card, or $14.25 point dollars. The difference between the ultimate and the value plan is that the ultimate plan has 500 points and the value plan has 200 points. There's a $300 difference because you're paying directly into your points. I personally had the value plan all year, and I found it hard myself to get through all the points and flex passes because I do enjoy the dining halls because I don't think they're that bad. They're typical cafeteria food. Flex passes can be used to get specific meals at specific places. So at the cafes, you can use them to get like a bagel, chips, and a drink. You can use them to get like just a drink. You can use them to get mac and cheese at some of the places, sandwich. They're just specific things that you can get. As for dining halls, there are 8 dining halls on the Storrs campus. They are spread throughout campus, and every quad where you would be living, every housing building, has a dining hall either attached to or in the very close by to it. You'll never live somewhere where you have to walk maybe more than 3 minutes to get to food in a dining hall. These dining halls are buffet style. They're all you can eat. You swipe in once and you can just go around as many times as you'd like. They all have different stations. They all have different menus that can be found online a couple days in advance. I think it's about a week in advance that they publish the menus for the dining halls. Housing. So Uconn separates their housing into different like quads. These are just areas that have dorm buildings all together and they're designated in that area. Each building has its own name, but they're all designated as one area. For example, there is Whitney Hall, Holcomb Hall, Hicks, Grange, but those are all considered East Campus, like East Quad. And each of these quads are where the dining halls are also going to be located or nearby to them. There are different styles of living, such as suite, traditional doubles, and apartment style living. I do believe there are also some triples and quads within those types of housing. There are suites in buildings such as Connecticut Hall, South Campus buildings, Busby, and Garrigus. Garrigus is going to be your 3x3 suites, which are triples, connected by a bathroom. CT Hall has semi and full suites, so these are the ones that will have the living room or the common space and then the bathrooms, and they're not connected by the bathrooms. Your traditional style dorm buildings are going to be like North, Northwest, and Towers, which is where most of the freshmen live. Anything in East Campus, Worth Tower, Alumni Quad, West, McMahon. And I might be missing a couple buildings, and you're typically as a freshman, you are going to be living in North, Northwest, or Towers, unless you do live in a learning community. Majority of the learning communities are housed in Worth Tower, which was built in 2016. It's a really nice building. So apply for a learning community if your major falls into one, a residential learning community. The learning communities that aren't housed in Worth Tower are the wellness community, the nursing learning community, the global community learning community, and the business learning community. The global and the business learning community are both housed in Alumni Quad, and then wellness and nursing are housed in Connecticut Hall. Alumni is traditional doubles, Connecticut Hall is your suites. I highly, highly, highly recommend applying for a learning community, no matter your major. There's so many. There's public health, Whimsy, which is women in science, there's scholars, there's innovation, eco house, there is business, global, there's nursing, which I highly recommend, wellness, engineering, pharmacy, and many, many, many arts and humanities. There's a lot that I just don't remember off the top of my head, but that's a great coverage of most of them. Now, I'm sure when you're coming into this, you're like, what about the housing crisis? Uconn has been over-admitting students for the past couple of years. However, I personally do not know anybody who did not get housing or got waitlisted for housing if they applied on time. My recommendation is if you're worried about housing, apply as soon as possible. Housing also is not guaranteed above your freshman year. So freshmen are all guaranteed on-campus housing, whether that be in a traditional double, a learning community, a quad maybe in one of the traditional double buildings. Freshmen are guaranteed on-campus housing. So as a freshman, you don't really have much to worry about. It's as an upcoming sophomore, junior, senior that you should be looking for off-campus housing. There are also apartment options on campus in Charter Oaks and Hilltop Apartments. These are Uconn university regulated housing, but they run a little bit differently than your traditional dorming. They have leases, they have all sorts of things. These are also options for upperclassmen to live in. And you're not forced to have a meal plan if you live in that type of housing. But if you're worried about getting housing as a sophomore, junior, senior, please remember to apply as soon as that application opens. Within my own personal circle and my friends' circles, the only people who got waitlisted or rejected from housing are people who did not apply until after the deadline had already closed or the day before the deadline. Apply early and you should get housing. Just throwing in a quick pause here to say that there are also many off-campus housing options nearby, whether that be renting a house or an apartment at one of the nearby apartment buildings. The Standard has just been built, and there is the Oaks down in Store Center. Campus life at Uconn is incredibly lively. I don't think there has been a day on campus where I was like, wow, it's really desolate here, even on the weekends. Sports games are huge at Uconn, specifically basketball. There will be people queuing outside of Gamble Pavilion starting at like 9 o'clock in the morning on days that are 3 degrees outside. People go hard for their basketball. That doesn't mean that we don't celebrate other sports. People do show out to the hockey games, the baseball games, the soccer games are really big right after you get on campus. There was one this past year, the day I moved in, and so a lot of the freshmen who had freshly moved in that day went to the soccer game. It was a really good time. There's volleyball that people go to. Football. The football stadium is not on campus at Uconn. It is a 30-minute drive, but there's this thing called Husky Roadshows that provide free rides on school buses for Uconn students. You just have to pick up a ticket from the student union after you already secure a ticket to the game, and you'll be able to ride the bus there and ride the bus back. This is also true for the basketball games that take place in the XL Center or the People's Bank Arena now. They just changed the name, but there's also a bus that'll cart you to and from Hartford. Yes, I know what many of you are thinking. Uconn is in the middle of nowhere. Yes and no. Stores itself is in the woodsier, farmier, agriculturally based section of Connecticut, but it doesn't mean that you're inaccessible to things that you need. There is downtown Stores, which is just off the south end of campus, and that has your CVS. It has many restaurants, Barnes & Noble, there's a Price Chopper, Starbucks, Dunkin', Subway. There is so much downtown that you literally do not miss your car. Because you don't need your car for anything unless you're getting a really bad craving for a Chipotle. But DoorDash still exists. Word of caution, once you start DoorDashing, you will not want to stop, so don't DoorDash. But everything is a DoorDash away or downtown. So there's not much need for a car because you can either get everything you need on campus or downtown. A big thing that is campus life involvement focused is Huskython. This is an 18-hour dance marathon that happens every March, and it's raising money for Connecticut Children's Medical Center, which is a children's hospital in Hartford, and Uconn raises money. And then we have an 18-hour dance competition. This is really fun. I wasn't able to go to the dance competition this past year, but I'm really looking forward to going this upcoming year. and you are able to raise money, you are able to go to events, there's merch. It's a great time. Highly recommend becoming involved with Huskython. The rec at Uconn is our gym, and it's the most beautiful gym I've ever been in my life. Yes, it stays pretty crowded because there are a lot of gym rats at Uconn, but it's also very fun. You can take classes, you can do everything from the Stairmaster to swimming for cardio. They have pickleball, racquetball courts, you can rent volleyball, jump ropes, bikes. They have an outing club that you can go on different adventures. They do trips. So this past year was like Uconn Rec, spring break in Puerto Rico that you could apply, that you could sign up for. The rec is also beautiful. It just looks so nice inside. And there's also a cafe in there where you can get smoothies and stuff for before and after your workouts. As for party scene, I'm going to be so honest, I went out once this past year, but I will tell you what I do know. There are 4 local bars. There's Ted's, Squag, Huskies, and Poorhouse. And Ted's, Huskies, and Squag are 21 plus, and then Poorhouse is the 18 plus bar. So Huskies and Squag, which is Square Peg, the pizzeria, turns into a bar at night, are in downtown stores. They're not far, but they are 21 plus and they will card you. Ted's is on campus. It's on the north side of campus. It's basically on campus. It's like North Garage, Ludwig Visitor Center, and then Ted's. Also 21 plus, also will card you. Poorhouse is 18 plus, but it is off campus. So it's about a 5-10 minute Uber, I believe. Don't walk too far. Take an Uber if you're going to go. Lines get really long, but it is 18 plus. So anyone can go there. The frats throw regularly. I don't think there was a weekend this year where there wasn't any frats throwing on a Thursday, Friday, and Saturday night, even Sunday nights and Wednesday nights. There's always going to be something going on with the frats. And through that, you can get sober rides. So people who are in sororities get messages with the lists of names and numbers that have sober rides. So if you make a friend with someone who's rushing or someone who's in a sorority, or you're just lucky enough to know people in frats, you can get the numbers, and these are pledges who are the members trying to become members of the frat, who are tasked with driving people back and forth all night. So these are sober people with cars driving around, basically like a taxi service, to and from the frat houses. Stay safe, don't walk unless you're really close. So for academics, Uconn has over 125 majors and 120 minors. That's a lot of options. You can study almost whatever you want. There are majors from business to turf grass engineering. I didn't know that turf grass engineering was a thing you could study in college, but there is. Your freshman year, you'll go to orientation, you'll meet with your academic advisor. This is your almost like a guidance counselor. You'll talk to them about your classes, they'll ask you how things are going, you'll talk to them if you're struggling, you'll talk to them if you want to change your major. All of that stuff goes through your academic advisor. You pick your classes with them for your freshman year. So at orientation, you'll sit down in a big room with your orientation group, and your advisors will be there, and you'll be picking your classes, and they'll be walking around helping you pick the right classes, and also auto-enrolling you in the classes that you need to take first semester of your freshman year. Second semester of your freshman year, you will meet with your advisor, and then you'll class pick on your own. You'll be assigned a pick time. They'll teach you how to put all the classes into your shopping cart so that you can click through and enroll in all of them all at once. Quick time out to mention the Academic Achievement Center. This is a resource available to all students to help if you're struggling in your classes. They have tutors and other resources like that. Let's talk clubs and involvement other than Huskython. There is Greek life. I believe there are 9 or 10 sororities, and I'm not sure how many frats at Uconn, but there are a lot of options, and we just got a new one. We have Tri Delta now for sororities. Rush happens in the first 2 weeks of school, so it's not like a big South school where you come in early and rush and then do school. Like, you're moving in, having a week of school, and then doing rush while you're doing school. There are over 700 clubs, and at the beginning of each semester, there are going to be involvement fairs, and this is when all of the clubs line up either on Fairfield Way, which is a big main strip, or down in Gamble Pavilion, and you can walk around and talk to every single club that shows up, get their information, talk to them about what's going on, sign up for the clubs. It's a great way to get involved is to join clubs, and make sure you actually go. Don't be like me and join like 15 clubs and go once. It's not going to help you make any friends. On the same lines, for Greek life, they do the Greek Expo every single semester, and you can meet with the sororities, talk to the members, talk to them about their philanthropy, all sorts of stuff, and then before you go through formal rush in the fall, or before you do COB, which is continuous open bidding in the spring, which is only for houses that haven't met their quota. There are cultural centers in our student union, so there's Asian American Cultural Center, Puerto Rican and Latin American Cultural Center, there's a Women's Center, there's the Rainbow Center. There's a center for everybody, and these are great spaces to go and meet people who may have similar identities to you, and also places to go for support because the people who work within these centers are not mandated reporters. As I touched on before, learning communities are a great way to get involved because you are on a floor with a bunch of freshmen who will likely be taking very similar classes to you, especially if it's a major-based learning community. You'll have similar classes to you. So personally, for the nursing learning community, it was really nice on the first day of classes to wake up with my entire section of my floor, and all of us had to get up and walk to 8 a.m. chemistry together 3 days a week. It just helped create community. It helped everyone learn where they were going. It was just a really good experience. Also, becoming a Husky ambassador is a great way to get involved and also make a difference because you're connecting with prospective students. This is what I do. You can take prospective students on what are called Husky for a Day tours. These are shadow style tours, so you as a Uconn student will be going through your day with a prospective student with you. You have to show them a dining hall, show them a class, and a dorm. Highly, highly, highly recommend if you are a prospective student or an admitted student to do these tours because it really shows you where you could fit at Uconn. And as a current student, I highly suggest you get involved with this because it is just so fun to meet all the different people who may be applying to Uconn or may be admitted to Uconn and just make a difference in some people's lives. Let's talk my application stats. I was in the top 15% of my class. I did have B's and C's on my transcript. So if you're looking to apply to Uconn nursing and you have B's and C's on your transcript, don't fret. Don't freak out and say, oh my god, I'm never gonna get in because I got a C+ in Algebra 2. Trust, so did I. So apply and see what happens. I had taken 6 college level classes, 4 of those being APs. I took AP Bio, AP Chem, AP Psychology, and AP Calc. I took AB, not BC. So I only really took Calc 1. I took 2 ECE classes. These are early college experience classes if you live in Connecticut. They come through Uconn, and you get a Uconn transcript and Uconn letter grade assigned to that class that you can take onto a transcript into Uconn. So if you look at my Uconn transcript currently, it'll show you that I took English and Contemporary Issues in Sports as a non-degree seeking student because I was still in high school. For the AP scores, Uconn takes 4s and 5s in a lot of classes. I'm not sure. They might still take 3s in BC Calc, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. I was only able to transfer 2 of my class credits. I only transferred AP Psych and AB Calc because I got a 3 in Bio and Chem, so I had to retake Bio and Chem. But I still highly, highly recommend taking the AP classes because I would not have done so good in Chem and Bio at Uconn if I did not take Chem and Bio in high school. Do with that what you will. I was also a 4-year athlete, 3 of those years being on varsity, 1 of those years being a 2-sport athlete. I also had student council involvement on my senior year. I was the treasurer for my senior class, planned prom, did all sorts of stuff with that. I literally was only part of student council my senior year. And finally, your letters of recommendation are so, so important. Pick teachers that are going to demonstrate who you are as a person, who you are as a student, and just make you look really good. Don't pick a teacher if you were fighting with them all year. For me personally, for the nursing school, I decided to pick a teacher that applied to my major and a teacher that would really show who I was as a student. So I picked my science teacher and a history teacher. History is not really nursing-esque, but I knew that this teacher would show who I was as a student, and the other teacher would show who I was as a student on top of how good I was in a science-based classroom. Don't freak out. I urge everybody going through the application process to stay calm. You will end up where you belong, and if that's Uconn, yay. And if it's not, then take rejection as redirection. Now for nursing school specific. I forgot to mention this earlier, but I'm also a tour guide for the nursing school. Uconn Nursing is a direct admit program. This means that you're not applying into a pre-nursing program, you're applying directly in as a nursing major. So when you come in on that first day of classes, you are a nursing major. You don't have to take prerequisites and then take the TEAS exam and apply into a nursing school because you're already in the nursing school. We are getting a new building opening in 2026. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be high tech. It's beautiful already. It's gorgeous. I love our nursing building that we have now. It's just old. So I'm really, really excited for the high tech building. And then I know specifically for nursing, in your junior year, you get paired up with a faculty advisor as well as your academic advisor. So it's almost like your academic advisor takes a step back and you meet with your faculty advisor more. This is someone who works in the nursing school. It's going to help you get through your clinical placements, your clinicals, everything that you need to reach graduation. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope wherever you are in your application process, you stay strong, keep your head up, stay confident. Please subscribe and follow along for more videos like this, as well as lifestyle vlogs and other content. Bye!